According to reports in Romania, Radu Dragusin has reportedly agreed to leave Spurs and has asked his agent to find him a new club. A report claims that Roberto De Zerbi has turned to a fresh tactical and motivational approach at Spurs as he attempts to spark improvement at the club. James Maddison described the atmosphere inside the stadium on Saturday as absolutely mental and assured fans that the squad will keep fighting despite the adversity. Tottenham Hotspur's dressing room has rallied firmly behind Kevin Danso following the racist abuse he suffered in the aftermath of the draw with Brighton, and rumours of some early transfer speculation, but mostly depends on Spurs retaining their Premier League status. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And please make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get notified whenever we go live or upload a video to the channel. Okay, let's get into it. According to reports in Romania, Radu Dragusin has reportedly agreed to leave Spurs and has asked his agent to find him a new club. That's according to sportmedia.ro. The Romanian international is among several players placed on Tottenham's transfer list alongside João Paulinho, Randall Colomwani, Pat Matasar and Ben Davies. Dragusin has now given his approval for a summer departure and instructed his agent, Florin Mania, to begin negotiations for a new team. His representatives are already in talks with several clubs in Italy and Germany, and according to the same source, the chances of the defender remaining at Spurs beyond the summer are considered very slim. In recent weeks, Dragusin has been an unused substitute in Tottenham's last 3 matches, a clear indication that he is no longer part of the manager's immediate plans. So far this season, the Romanian centre-back has made 9 appearances for the London club. Looking ahead to next season, Radu Dragusin could return to Serie A or move to the Bundesliga, with clubs such as Fiorentina, AS Roma, AC Milan and RB Leipzig reportedly interested in securing his services. However, any potential transfer will depend heavily on Tottenham's financial demands, as the club will aim to recover a significant portion of their investment. Tottenham paid around €25 million to sign Dragusin from Genoa at the beginning of 2024. The 24-year-old defender is currently valued at approximately €20 million and his contract with Spurs runs until the summer of 2030. Football.London report that Roberto De Zerbi has turned to a fresh tactical and motivational approach at Spurs as he attempts to spark improvement during a difficult period for the club, according to this latest report. The article explains that De Zerbi has introduced a new method behind the scenes aimed at rebuilding belief and sharpening standards within the squad. Central to this is a stronger emphasis on accountability and collective responsibility, with the Italian making it clear that performances must improve and that players must fully commit to his ideas. He is also working to foster a tighter bond between the team and supporters, stressing that the players must deserve fan backing through their efforts on the pitch. Alongside the psychological reset, the report details how De Zerbi is continuing to embed his tactical philosophy, focusing on structured build-up play and positional discipline despite the team's struggles. He's said to believe that consistency in approach will eventually bring results, even if short-term setbacks persist. The manager remains convinced that a single positive result could shift momentum and change the narrative around Spurs' season, with confidence viewed as a key missing ingredient. Overall, the piece paints a picture of a manager trying to steady a fragile situation by combining tactical clarity with a cultural reset inside the dressing room, demanding more from his players while urging patience as his methods take hold. James Maddison has issued an emotional rallying cry to Tottenham supporters after making a surprise return to the matchday squad as the club's Premier League survival hopes hang in the balance. The midfielder, who has spent more than 6 months sidelined with an ACL injury, was named among the substitutes for Tottenham's clash with Brighton on Saturday, his first inclusion since the long-term setback. However, he remained an unused substitute as Spurs were forced to settle for a frustrating draw, conceding an equaliser following a costly defensive error after appearing on course for a vital victory. The result leaves Spurs entrenched in the relegation battle with just 5 matches remaining, knowing they are likely to need around 9 points to reach the traditional 40-point safety mark. A win would have temporarily lifted them out of the bottom 3, underlining the significance of the missed opportunity. In the aftermath, Madison took to social media to deliver a 35-word message to supporters praising their unwavering backing during a difficult period. He described the atmosphere inside the stadium as absolutely mental and assured fans that we will keep fighting despite the adversity, while expressing deep appreciation for their continued loyalty. His message reflects the growing bond between players and supporters during a turbulent campaign. Tottenham fans have continued to show defiant support, organising large-scale pre-match gatherings to inspire the team, even as results have faltered. Plans for such displays were briefly disrupted ahead of the Brighton game, but are expected to return for upcoming fixtures. While Maddison's return to the bench offers a psychological lift, uncertainty remains over whether he will feature before the end of the season. Nevertheless, his presence and his words serve as a reminder that belief still exists within the squad as Tottenham battle to preserve their Premier League status. And Tottenham Hotspur's dressing room has rallied behind Kevin Danso following the racist abuse he suffered in the aftermath of the draw with Brighton, with players showing their support through a unified social media response rather than individual statements. The Austria international struck a defiant tone in his own post, insisting the abuse doesn't define me and vowing to move forward, a message that quickly became the focal point for his teammates. Rather than issuing lengthy personal tributes, Spurs players instead engaged collectively, liking, sharing and echoing Danso's words, with the phrase "stronger together" emerging as the central message within the squad. The approach reflected a dressing room keen to present a united front, reinforcing solidarity both publicly and internally during a difficult moment for their teammate. That unity was further underlined by the club's official statement, widely shared by players, which declared that Danso has complete and unconditional support and that no one at this club will ever stand alone. The message, amplified across social media, effectively became the voice of the squad, signalling that while individual posts were limited, the backing for Danso within Tottenham remains absolute. Reports are stating that Spurs are in advanced talks to sign Liverpool's experienced left-back Andy Robertson, with a deal reportedly agreed in principle on a free transfer. The Scotland international, who plays at left-back, would bring leadership and top-level experience to a Spurs defence. However, the move is conditional on Tottenham staying in the Premier League, as the player is not willing to play in the Championship. Negotiations are described as highly progressed, but not yet signed. Spurs are also in very advanced negotiations for Bournemouth centre-back Marcos Senesi, who is available on a free transfer. The Argentine plays as a left-sided centre-back, known for his ball-playing ability. Multiple clubs, including from Italy, are interested, but Tottenham are currently leading the race for the player's signature. Like the Robertson deal, this move is dependent on Premier League survival, with the player keen to remain in the top flight. And Tottenham have also apparently had interest in Leeds goalkeeper Cole Darlow. They will look to add a homegrown goalkeeper in the summer. Competition for the 35-year-old Wales international, who's been in excellent form this season, is out of contract this summer. Okay, here's my thoughts on those stories today. Firstly, about Dragusin's possible exit from Spurs. It doesn't surprise me, to be honest. His agent has always been vocal, shall we say. Dragusin, he's been okay. That's all you can really say about him. Obviously, he had that ACL injury. Bit hot and cold for me, Dragusin. So can we upgrade on Dragusin? 100%. Depends, what league we're in, what sort of players are we going to be after if we are in the Championship. Would Dragusin be a decent Championship player? Probably would be, to be honest with you. He's half decent Premier League player, isn't he? But he's never really going to be pushing for those starting berths, you would think, when everyone's fit. So look, if Dragusin goes and the club can get a decent amount of money for him, then I'm all for it. But again, it's all about bringing in replacements, and I'll come on to the transfer rumours a bit later. But you know, if we're going to sell Dragusin, you would think if we go down, to be honest, I can see Dragusin leaving regardless of what league we're in next year, but let's see what happens with that one. De Zerbi's tactics, obviously, I'll just cover this off. I think just the whole thing about De Zerbi coming in, we can see, we're starting to see, even though after the second game, just clear signs of the attacking intent. It's too quicker turnaround to get De Zerbi's entire tactics across to the squad. He's already said that he's going to just be a bigger brother, a father sort of figure to him, but he's going to be instilling some of his own tactics and plays into the team, of course, and we did see that against Brighton on Saturday. A lot of high pressing, almost relentless pressing, and the players, to be honest, suffered at the end because I think they're just not used to playing at that speed, because under Thomas Frank and Igor Tudor, they basically haven't played this since the days of Ange Postecoglou, and even then under Ange Postecoglou, it wasn't really Ange ball, to be honest, towards the end of last season, was it? So I think the players are going to take a bit of time to get up to speed. We saw players going down with cramp. So it's good to see that De Zerbi's trying to change things, and because let's be honest, we need to score goals to win games, don't we? Simple as that. So long may that pressing continue. Good to see James Maddison back on the bench. That was really good. I'm not entirely sure whether Madison was ever planned to come on. I think it was more to say, look, we've got Madison back. Obviously, Bentancur started, I thought was phenomenal on the day. But having Madison back on the bench, even if he's not going to be playing, I think was a huge boost for the squad. And Madison said there, you know, the atmosphere inside the stadium was brilliant. The fans were brilliant again, and that's what we're going to need between now and the end of the season if we're going to survive. Look, I really hope that James Maddison can get a few minutes on the pitch. Who knows? He might get a few minutes against Wolves at the weekend, and my word, we've missed him, haven't we? I'd love to see him and Javi Simmons as almost two number 10s. I think that would be really interesting to see. Would that work? I think it probably would. We might as well give it a go. Because we need to score goals. Obviously, Danso, that was not nice to see on social media. Social media can be a horrible place, can't it? People abusing him, racist abuse, no place for it in the world, of course. And good to see the squad and the club rallying behind Kevin Danso. It wasn't that yeah, Danso made an error at the end. He should have just cleared it, but it wasn't primarily down to Danso why we drew that game. We missed our chances. We had the chances to win that game and we didn't take them. So, yes, it was a mistake at the end. But unfortunately, when the defender makes an error or a goalkeeper, then it's generally going to lead to a goal, isn't it? So I just hope he bounces back. Sounds like he's got a lot of good support behind him. And to be fair, we need Danso at the moment and we need the fans behind him, which I'm sure 99.9% of people are. It's just a few idiots online just making not very nice comments. So, yeah, we need to get behind our players, not be abusing them. And the transfer rumours there, well, it just seems to be that they're all free transfers and two of them at least don't want to come to Spurs if we're in the Championship. So, yeah, not nice to hear, not even nice to think about. You can kind of understand it that players wouldn't want to come to us if we're in the Championship, but is this us going big in the summer? You know, getting free transfers? Is it going to change? I'll believe it when I see it. That's all I'm going to say on that one. But get down in the comments, let me know what you think of those transfer rumours, the early transfer rumours at the moment. And do you think we are going to go big in the summer, regardless of what league we're in? I don't think we would if we're in the Championship. I think it'll be a completely different situation. But get down in the comments, let me know your thoughts on that or on any of the other stories in the video today. And as always, come on you Spurs.